guys, and welcome back. It is our last circle time of the week, and I hope you've had a good week. I hope you've gone on bug hunts. I hope you've identified if things are insects or not, or if it's an arachnid or just a bug. I hope that you have looked at flowers and looked at the different parts of them from your garden, and maybe even looked at some seeds and things like that. I mean, there's so much to learn about flowers and insects and bugs. It's a fun week. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Excuse me. So the book I have to end our week is a classic book, and it's a silly book, and we've read this book before and we like it. And so I just wanted to read it to you guys just to giggle and wrap up our week together. So we'll do our calendar, and then we will read our story, and we'll say our goodbyes for this week. So let's get started. Days of the week. Days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week. So after stay-at-home Saturday and stay-at-home Sunday, Monday is our very first school day, followed by Tuesday. Yesterday was Wacky Wednesday, and that makes today Thursday. Our month is still May. See, Thursday, May, and that number is 14. And the year is still 2020. So let's get right into it, and then we will review a little bit, and then we'll say our goodbyes. So the book I'm going to read today is called Caps for Sale, and it's a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. And this book is written and the pictures are drawn by Esfer Slobodkina, and I don't think I'm saying that correctly, but I am trying my best. Caps for Sale. You know, this book and this tale, this story is really from really long ago. It's what we call a classic story. And I'm not sure when the first one was written, but it was way before I was born. And so this is a good one, a good classic story. Once there was a peddler who sold hats. But he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had his own checkered cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. So this man, a peddler, he sells caps. And caps, they mean the hats. And this is how he carries them around. I think that's pretty clever. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight as to not upset his caps. And as he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" Do you think you could balance hats on your head like that? Maybe after circle time, you could try to see how many hats you could stack on your head. Or can you walk around with a small book on your head? It's harder than it seems, trust me. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps, and he walked up and down the street, and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps. Nobody even wanted a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. So no one wanted to buy any hats from him. Oh, the poor peddler. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "This is a nice place to rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel that they were straight. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps at the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep, and he slept for a long time. So he's taking a nap under a tree. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Oh, look at him. Do you notice something different, though? Is something missing? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. And all he felt was his own checked cap. Uh-oh, guys, what happened? He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Oh my. Oh no. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? Take a guess. What would be up in a tree? On every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Oh, these monkeys. Oh, they're just monkeying around, aren't they? The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler, and he didn't know what to do. So finally, he spoke to them. Now, what would you say to these monkeys? I would say, quit monkeying around and give me back my hats, monkeys. Oh, come on, Paige. Let's see. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him, saying, tss, 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 tss. So either they're making fun of him or they're copying him. Oh my. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, tss, 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 tss. That's silly. Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, tee, 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 tee. Wow. He is mad. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both of his feet and he shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, tee, 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 tee. They're teasing him for sure. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. He doesn't know what to do. But then, each monkey pulled off his cap. Do you think they're going to copy him? And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Oh, I think they are copying him. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checkered cap, then his gray caps, then a brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. Oh, look at his face now. Do you think he's still angry? Or is he happy to have his caps back? I think you're right. I think he's happy to have his caps back. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. The end. that a silly story? I like this one. Such a good story. All right, friends. Well, it's been a great week of flowers and insects, and I hope you've stopped to smell the flowers this week, and I hope that you have discovered some bugs in your backyard. So I hope you have a great weekend. Next week will be a fun week. Next week is Sharks Week. So be ready. I will see you guys next weekend. Miss you. Bye.